All right, so sports fans all around the world have been asking the question, what is going to be the future of sport? We've not had live sport for the last couple of months here in India because of the lockdown. But in lockdown 4, stadiums across the country have been allowed to open, but there will be no spectators for any sporting events. Let me now go across to a very special guest. The Minister for Youth Affairs and Sports, Kiren Rijiju, is joining us. Thank you very much, Mr. Rijiju, for speaking with us here on CNN News 18. So Lockdown 4.0 has this clause that stadiums can be opened for sport, but there will be no spectators allowed. Have any federations approached you? How soon do you believe that sporting events, live sporting events, can begin?
Well, in fact, my ministry is constantly in touch with all the sports federations and the Indian Olympic Association people. Along with that, I am personally in touch with the sports persons as well as all the stakeholders. So we have taken a very holistic view on the matter. In fact, everybody wishes that we must start the sporting activities as soon as possible. But the only issue is, our priority is the health and safety of the athletes and everyone, not only for the sports persons. So keeping the safety and health issue in mind, we have issued an instruction to open up all the sports complexes as well as the stadia. Now, this is just an initial stage, but the larger issue is how we have to operate the sporting activities. So for that, we have created an SOP, the Standard Operating Procedures, which is a very detailed one and sport to sport wise. See, each sports discipline is different from another. So in that case, we will have to operate it in that manner, whatever the guideline says. Yeah. So along with the SOPs in place, I'm sure some of the high-level athletes have started their, in a way they have resumed their activities, their practice and workout and all. But full-fledged sporting event will take time.
Sir, everybody wants to know the future of the IPL. It usually happens in the months of April and May. This year it has not happened because of the pandemic. Are you in touch with the BCCI? Are the IPL organizers in touch with you? Are there any timelines that we can share about the future of the IPL?
See, first of all, there is nothing called, we have a separate policy for a particular sport. We have to look the entire sporting activities from same lens. We don't differentiate between one game to another. See, I personally, as a sports minister of this country, would like to see sporting event as soon as possible. But as I said earlier, the priority is health and the safety. When the priority is health for everyone, for the nation, then we have to ensure that no sporting event creates a risk kind of a situation for the general people. So as I have stated earlier also, that we have to come to the term that the new lifestyle, the new, the emerging situation which we have seen due to COVID-19 has to be adopted in our way of life in the same manner in our sporting activities. So that is why I can't specify for one sporting event or one particular discipline, but I can say that government will have to take a view on the basis of the current situation where we are. So we cannot take any decision in isolation.
Sure. You're aware that, in Europe, for example, some of the popular football leagues, the Bundesliga in Germany has already started. The La Liga in Spain will start in the first week of June, and they're all playing to empty stadiums. I'm just wondering, as a sports fan, what will the future of sports be? I mean, if it's going to be played to empty stadiums, A, what does it mean to the popularity of that sport? What does it mean to revenues for that sport? And most importantly, what does that mean to viewer experience? Because you'll appreciate this, half the fun of watching live sport on television is the audience reaction.
Exactly. Sports is a direct connection with the human behavior. Unless you are appreciated on the sport, unless there is a direct connect with the event and the spectators, there's no fun. telecasting, reaching out to the people via live streaming and all this can be, well thought about. I think that is the only way out. But the thing is, the game or any event without spectators in the stadium is something which we'll have to live with for at least some foreseeable future time. I cannot prescribe what it would be or how long it would be, but for the time being, we have to understand that this is the new normal. And with regards to making the sporting event without spectators as attractive as possible, that we'll have to work out. Each sport has its own mechanism. For example, Kabaddi league is going on, which is very popular. IPL is popular. We have ISL, we have UTT for table tennis, we have badminton league, we have wrestling, boxing league. So there are various leagues, sporting leagues in our country. So each fraternity will have to devise certain strategy to make it interesting as well as commercially successful. So that is something which, as a sports minister, I cannot prescribe. I can only assure that the government will give full support to any federation who desire to have sporting event in near future, after of course seeking permission from the government, and then conduct the event as and when it is conducive and whenever the situation permits.
I want to talk about the Tokyo Olympics. Unfortunately, that's been postponed because of COVID-19. We had the Japanese head of the Tokyo Games say that 2021 will be the last chance. Are you in touch with the Indian Olympic contingent, the Indian sportspersons who were due to go to Tokyo? What is the sense that you get? I mean, will they be in perpetual training mode for the next 1 year, if at all the games were to happen next year?
See, the whole approach for Tokyo Olympics has totally changed, because we were completely prepared for 2020 Olympics, which was to start on 23rd of July. And this is now the end of May. So our preparation was accordingly, carried forward. But suddenly, because of this pandemic, it is shifted and postponed by 1 year. Now, 1 year is a long time in sporting history. For any athlete's journey and preparation, 1 year is a long span of time. Those who have qualified for the Olympics, they remain qualified. There will be no new qualification. We have already qualified maximum numbers of athletes in any Olympics so far. And we are hoping that India would be able to send a much larger contingent this time. So there are some slots still remaining where India would be contesting, and we still have very fair chances of many more athletes qualifying for the Tokyo 2021. So our preparation has been the best so far. So keeping that in mind, I don't want to derail our preparation just because the Olympic timing has been shifted or postponed by 1 year. Now, this preparation is a long term. We have Tokyo in our mind, but at the same time we are preparing for the long term. So Tokyo 2020, we are hoping to give the best ever, not only the biggest contingent, but best ever performance. Sure. So for that, all necessary preparations are being done, and that is my ministry. I'm particularly, looking into those sporting disciplines where India has more prospects. So we are looking into things from very holistic angle and very practical approach we have adopted. So for that, I think Tokyo 2021 should be good, and because it is being postponed, so we will utilize that 1 year time which we have to India's advantage.
So just to be clear on that, all those who've qualified and who are ready to go to Tokyo 2020 will continue, their positions will continue, and some of the slots, I think a very few slots are available. For that, there will be fresh trials or fresh openings.
Yes.
Okay.
And we have already asked our, because I am the chairman of the Sports Authority of India, being the minister, we have given priorities to the Olympians, those who have qualified Tokyo bound, as well as those who are going to play the qualifying matches. So those athletes are being given priority.
Sure. Last couple of questions. One, I want to ask you about foreign players, and this is not just in the context of the IPL, but all leagues, the Football League, the Kabaddi League, they all have foreign players who come to India and participate. Do you foresee that not happening in the immediate future?
See, each the league management has its own policy, and each sports discipline has its own format. For the foreigners to come to India, we have our own sovereign policy. Now, in this pandemic situation, we will have to take a call because nothing can be, as I said, decided in isolation. So we will see how the situation evolves in next 1, 2, 3 months. How India tackles the COVID challenges. So far, we are one of the countries who have been able to check the pandemic under control. Though we are facing some cases which are worrisome. Numbers are rising, but still, compared to other countries, India is doing better. But still, we can't say what will happen, say, 15 days, a month, 2 months from now. But I personally would like to ensure that whatever the federations and the league people decide, I will support, unless it goes against the law of the land or it reflects on the, poorly on the local talents. We want that foreigners to come, share the talents, increase the level standard of the game, but at the same time we want that our local talents also should be given appropriate opportunity and chances to play in the local leagues. So a balance has to be striked.
Talking about local talent, I'll ask you this as a final question. You also tweeted about it some time back about this young woman named Jyoti Kumari who had cycled all the way back to Bihar. I believe as chairman of SAI, you've already asked SAI to see if she can be called for trials. There are two sides to this story. Obviously, even Ivanka Trump tweeted about it. It's a story of hope, no doubt about it. But at the same time, what would you say to people who are saying that, it's Jyoti Kumari did not have a choice. That's why she cycled all the way. You're actually, partaking in her misery in that sense.
See, you have to look this particular issue in a very rational manner. My policy and my objective is to provide opportunities, equal opportunities to all. Whenever there is a talent anywhere in the country, government has to come out and provide the platform. I am not an expert in any particular sport, so I cannot say whose performance is at what level. So my expert team, my coaches, the officials will have to handle, given a situation, they will have to identify that yes, there is a talent. Once talent is identified, then opportunities must be provided. Not only this case, whether it was a case in Srinivas case in Karnataka or another case in Madhya Pradesh or Jyoti Kumari case in Bihar or anybody. Some people may say that the sports minister has reacted because somebody has spoke to me. I will react positively to anything which comes before me when it is regarding the sporting talents. So identification of talent, scouting of talents, and then providing facilities, provisions, opportunities, and to bring best talents out of the existing potential, it is the duty of the government. So for me, anybody who comes out with certain kind of opportunity, certainly I will grab that opportunity. Okay. I assure everybody that no talent will be left untouched in this country. During my tenure, my Prime Minister is giving such a huge fillip to the sporting fraternity. Sports policies are there. My objective is very clear. Now we have to make India a great sporting powerhouse. So for that, we have to develop a sporting culture. So opportunities are there. Anybody who has talent, we'll give them full opportunity.
All right, Mr. Rijiju, we'll leave it at that. Thank you very much for joining us, the Minister for Youth Affairs and Sports, talking about a whole gamut of issues from the IPL to viewer experience changing for sport, and of course this latest story around this young woman who cycled all the way home to Bihar. That's a wrap of this interview. Quick break, but news and updates continue right on the other side.